In today's video, we take a look at a budget DSLR monitor. Let's get to it. What's up guys, and welcome to TopShelf Media. If you don't know me already, I'm Mike, and on this channel I like to do tech reviews. So today I'm taking a look at this DSLR monitor. It's the Andycine A6 4K monitor, and I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, so I haven't been using this monitor for very long, but I already love it. It's a great monitor to have. Let's just start right off with the build of this monitor. This is a 5.7-inch monitor, and it's made completely out of plastic, which makes it very light. It seems pretty sturdy, but I don't think it will withstand very many drops. On this monitor, you have 3 1/4-inch threads on the bottom, on the top, and on the right side. Along with the one on the bottom, you also have a headphone jack and a USB port for updates. On the left side of the monitor, you have your HDMI in, as well as a DC in 12 volts and a DC out 8 volts. The DC in allows you to power the monitor with an external power source, and the DC out actually allows you to power your camera if you buy a dummy battery that's sold separately. On the top of this monitor, there are 8 buttons. Aside from the power button, there are buttons that allow you to navigate through the menu, which we'll get to later, and then there's 4 function buttons that you can set different abilities of the monitor to those buttons so you have quick access to them. Let's move on to software. This monitor's resolution is 1080p, so it's 1920 by 1080, which gives you nice crisp detail. It's an 8-bit color display, and it also accepts a 4K signal. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick latency test here. So I have the monitor plugged into a GoPro. I only have the one DSLR. So let's get this focused up here a bit. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, so let's just take a look here. And as you can see, there is a delay. It's not terrible. A lot of this is probably from limitations via HDMI and not this monitor. But for me, this doesn't really concern me all that much. In our menu, we have 4 submenus. In the first menu, this is our picture mode. This allows us to set the brightness, the contrast, and all that kind of stuff. In the second menu, we have what I like to call the factory settings. So this is your language, your aspect ratio of the monitor, your no signal color. You can change that to red, green, blue, white, black, whatever you want. And the third menu is what I call our shooting menu. This is where all the fun stuff is at. Anything from our image flip, which is great for vloggers. It's easy to just rotate the monitor on the bracket that they give you, so you can flip it so you can look at it while you're shooting yourself if you're on a run and gun situation. Unfortunately, this monitor does not flip on its own, but you can assign one of these buttons to flip for you. You can also toggle on and off the histogram and the false color options here, as well as turn on and off the focus assist, which I think is one of the best qualities about this monitor, is being able to use that focus assist. And then in the fourth and final menu is where you can assign those function buttons. Alright, now it's time to look at power. This camera runs on a Sony NPF battery, but it also has a 12-volt in for plugging into the wall or to any other external power source. Like I mentioned before, you can also plug this monitor into your camera to power your camera if you buy a dummy battery. Now, the one thing I do not like about this monitor is its power indicator. Unfortunately, the power indicator only changes by 20%. So if it's reading 20%, it could be at 19%, it could be at 2%, but you can't tell which one using this monitor. Okay, so let's look at the accessories that come with this monitor. With this monitor, you get the mounting bracket, the sun hood frame, a micro HDMI cable, and a mini HDMI cable. Now this mounting bracket is fantastic. It's very well built, and I love that they put the cold shoe mount on the side. The one problem I have with it is that when you're rotating this monitor, that screw tends to loosen, which means you have to retighten it every time you turn it. Now if you have something in that cold shoe mount, that just gets in the way of that screw, so you have to take that off to tighten that screw back down. Okay, so now the price. Like I said before, this is a very budget monitor for what you get. At the time of this recording, it's on Amazon for $178.99. Okay, so let's pro and con this monitor. Cons are, it's lacking in build quality. It is made out of plastic. Although it makes it light, it does not make it very durable, so who knows how many drops it's going to take. The battery indicator only updates by 20%, which can be very annoying if you're out in a shoot and it hits that 20% mark. And lastly, the screw loosens on the bracket when you're flipping the monitor. Pros. It's a full HD monitor, which is great for the size of this monitor. It can power your camera, and the bracket is very well made, and of course, the price. Alright, well there you have it. That was the Andycine A6 4K monitor. Like I said before, I'll put a link in the description below. Let me know in the comments what you think of this monitor. I'd love to know if people are using this monitor and how they feel about it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You want to see more videos from me? Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. If you want to see my last video, click this link on screen, and I will see you next time.